Hi guys, I wanted to tell you today about some really exciting developments in some software I've had for ages. I've had Nimble CRM forever. I think it's one of my favorite CRMs. And it's only now just got to the point where I think the world has caught up with it, in that what it is, it's a CRM for not just your sales deals, it also has all the social media data. So it's got a collective inbox for email, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know if it still has LinkedIn. Anyway, it's all in one place. So when people send you messages, you can see them in there. If you send other people's messages, they come up in there too. And so when you're using something like Contentstudio or Convertfox, this is like the perfect partner for it. Anyway, so I'll just quickly explain how it works and then tell you about the new integration as well that it's got. All right, so before I even show you how it works, what I'll do is, the most interesting part of it is how the widget works. So say on any website you want, you can hover over any page at all. Let's hover over me. Oops. The widget will tell you, okay, here we go. View suggested updates. Currently in Nimble. Okay, so that's good. An update, it's telling me that there's a Model Mortgages website that I have as well, which I do. All right, then as you put them in, you can do a tag. You can tag them on the way in. It's got my birthday, all my websites, everything about me, and it's just pulled all this data. So let's try someone else that's not me. Let's just go into my feed here on LinkedIn and see who we've got. Okay, let's go here. Naomi Simpson. So I'll hover over her. Here we go. Oh, and there we go. That's got all her contact information. It's got her Twitter, her LinkedIn, and her Google. It's just found her everywhere. She gave a really amazing talk I once went to on how you can, if you're wanting to do well in business, because she's done incredibly well in business. She was saying how much help she had, and she had children as well, and she said you can't do it all by yourself. And so she massively influenced me without her even knowing. She doesn't know I exist, but she had a massive impact on me from going to her talk. Okay, so you just add her in, which I think I just put her in just a few minutes ago when I was trying to find this. Okay, so let's find someone I don't have in there. What about Jessica Alba, for example? Founder of The Honest Company. Oh, they are. She's on all these, look at that. She's in all these things. Let's add her to Nimble. She's probably not someone you'd really want to say. It's got Donald Trump and everything. This is hilarious. Okay, I don't think we need to get the president of Yahoo and all these people. What you want to do ideally is look for influencers in your area that your clients care about. For example, if you are a photographer, what you want to do is, you don't want to look for photographers, you want to look for wedding people, for example. I've given this example before, but I think it's a good one. So you go on here and look at groups about weddings, or groups about businesses around weddings, and discussions around that sort of thing. That's what you'd be looking for in here. So you just, anyway, grab a whole bunch of people and add them in like that. This works on any website. It works particularly in Nimble, in Twitter, I mean. So there's John Fry. He's the CEO of Nimble. And what you can do is just hover over him, and there he is. And then the other thing I can do is I can go to his lists. Okay. Oh, I didn't add him. I thought I did. Whoops. Oh, no, this is adding Twitter now because I've hovered over that. Okay, so there's John Ferreira. He's never met me either. All these people I don't know. Okay, and so I'm going to add him to Nimble. There we go. I thought I added him already. I must have got. And I come down here and I look for tags. Oh, look, you can follow him too. I think I'll follow him on Twitter too. You can add a tag. Where is the tag area? I can't find my tags. Anyway, you can, oh, look at this. I can send a message directly to Twitter here, or LinkedIn, or Facebook. Didn't even know I could do that. What else can I do? I can add a task, a note, a deal, or log a touch. Oh, that's right. So I'll tell you later about login touches, but you can schedule, like one of our biggest ways with our business of, we've got a mortgage broking business with a lot of commercial and residential mortgages. And the biggest way that I know that every broker gets the most business done is just by calling their existing customers. But what happens is they get so busy, they forget. So this is really good, this system, because you can you can log a touch. So if, say, I make a call to someone, I can just pull up my widget and even when I'm in my email, I can just touch that button, and then that will say that I've contacted them. So then I don't have to have them in my list of people to contact. All right. So look at all his profiles everywhere. This is all his bios in all his things. His interests. Now this is interesting, social selling, social business. And if you notice, he's put here, social selling. So what he's doing is he's obviously trying to optimize his Twitter profile for social selling and CRM. Now this is what you want to be doing too. You want to be optimizing your Twitter profile. And this is something I haven't done either, so I'm going to do this. Optimize your Twitter profile with hashtags for companies, for keywords of the topics that you want to be of influence in. Not saying a keyword like, for example, I wouldn't do /mortgage broker because I'm not trying to attract mortgage brokers. I'm trying to attract other people, like customers or buyer's agents that refer me people, or lawyers or accountants or trusted financial advisors is who I try and attract. And that's who most of my business comes through. It's not through customers necessarily looking for the word mortgage broker. So that's why it's a little bit confusing, because you're actually trying to target what your customer cares about, not what you care about, what's important to them and how you can add value to them. And it could be like buyer's agent is so good because you can add value through helping people through the research process when they're trying to buy a property, if you're a mortgage broker, not being a mortgage broker. So it's the same thing with, it's very hard when you're the person in the business to see what it is, who you should be targeting, and I find it really difficult too. In fact, it's helped me so much to do when I'm helping other people, because then I work out, oh, that's what I should be doing. Anyway, it's great. So, okay, here's where you add the tags. I finally found them. So we could call John influencer, because he's a fantastic influencer. Okay, so we'll add that. Now, every time you add a tag, that can then trigger an automation, or it can just stay in your Nimble CRM until you want to use it later for an automation, or it's just a way of running the contacts. And I think Convertfox uses the same system, and I think you can also use it. You can also use tags when you're in your automations with Contentstudio. Anyway, so that's John Fry. Okay, the other thing is lists. You can network in his network, and he wants you to do this because he said this in his talk. So all you do is you go through his lists. You see something that looks interesting to you, like, for example, let's see, Dreamforce is a thing that he went to. It's like a worldwide, for everyone in social media and systems and that sort of stuff. It's a group, it's a meetup, I think, in America that they have. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but these are all the people in it. So if you wanted to add all the people from that list, you can find out who the members are and what sort of information they talk about there. You can import the whole list to Nimble that way. And then later on, you can enrich all their data. Now, a really good use case for this data enrichment, so whether you get them from Twitter, LinkedIn, it works in any website, it works in your emails. I won't open up my emails only because because of the Privacy Act. If there's any clients' email in there, I can't show it to you. I have before because I don't have any clients' emails in there, but today I've got a lot of them. So just trust me, it works anyway. So I could probably do it on a separate account, but I won't do that now. Anyway, so once you've got them in there, this is what the CRM looks like. So let's go to the CRM. And you each get an address at Nimble, like that. Okay, so today, for example, remember I was telling you about the touch, logging a touch? It can tell you what you've got to do and everything, anyone that's contacted you through Facebook, LinkedIn, any social thing, media, all comes up here. And in settings, you can control what you see here each day. There's a list of contacts. Okay, so what you can do with contacts is while you've got them in here, you can tick them all and you can tag them all like this. You can add a tag, you can add a stay in touch cycle, or you can say they're important, or you can export them, or you can send them a group message. So with the group message, I'll show you that in another one. So these are the tags so far that we've just made up. And then you can add more tags in there. You can import your tags from Convertfox so that you can sync between, right now, you can't sync between here and Convertfox, but when you're able to, if you're able to, that would be fantastic. But for right now, you can use ActiveCampaign. You can sync between here and there. You can also sync between here and MailChimp. So if someone comes to your website, fills in a form using Replug or something like that from Contentstudio's Replug, or any form, pop-up form on your site, you can then sync the information into here and enrich the contact data. So all you need is a name and email, and it will tell you everything else about the contact. It will tell you all the other information here. Okay, so that's Naomi, that's Naomi, that's Naomi, and that's Naomi. You can see they're all her. So it tells you what her websites are, how influential she is, what her bio is, where she works, like all information about her, how many followers she has on Twitter, how influential she is in clout, basically in Pinterest who she is as well. Her social stream, these are her last tweets. So like everything you want to know about her is on the contact card. And then if you have a deal with her, you can see that in there. So using that widget to put the information in while you're working, just during your normal workflow, you can then see how you can sync the data into here and how useful that would be if, say, you wanted to reach out to something. And a particularly useful case study would be, or case use, sorry, would be if someone signed up through your sign up form, wherever it was. Say you did a something on Facebook and you sent it out through Facebook and Twitter, and you sent it out through Contentstudio, and then they came to your website and they filled in a form, or you just sent it out using Replug and they filled in the form on that. So wherever they filled in the form, you then have their name and email. You synced it back to to Nimble, and then Nimble enriched all the data. Then you found out from that they were in your target. You'd have, say, a target audience of, say, someone that's a marketing manager, a CEO or something, whoever your target is, and you could then tag them as that and then run an automation sending them an offer for a marketing agent, even though they haven't told you they're a marketing agent, but not in a creepy way. Like, it's got to be done in an organic way, but based on the information they tell you, you can then give them a more personalized customer journey. And it doesn't matter if they've come through Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. That's the whole point of syncing the data like this. You can then give them a personalized customer journey, and I think it would be pretty much second to none. So that's how you kind of would do it all. I'll show you quickly in the settings where the syncing is. These are all the things I've synced. Okay, so here we go. piesync is the syncing. It syncs with 50 business apps here. Now, the difference between piesync and Zapier is I love Zapier. I use it a lot. But the thing with Zapier is it's a one-way thing. It's not a two-way consistent syncing. You can do it once. It's not the same. You'd have to use up a lot of zaps to do it, and it's not the same as piesync, where it's the two-way syncing's inbuilt, and you can control the way you sync as well. So here's a whole lot of the things you can sync with. So here's ActiveCampaign, which I've already got an account with. Okay, configure the sync between Nimble and ActiveCampaign. So this is just to show you, so you can sync it both ways, you can sync it one way. So you've got rules. So what you do is if a contact is in Nimble, it's a tag in a list. There we go. Let's say it's in that replug list that I did the other day. Where's my replug list gone? It's gone. I'll look it up. Replug, there it is, replug list. Okay, so if it's in that list, then add a tag in Nimble, and you can also add it to a list, add the contact to Nimble. So if someone subscribes in replug, then add a tag saying subscriber, or how about replug subscriber. So that if you added a contact in Nimble, then the add a tag also saying that it's a Nimble contact, so you know where it came from, for example. There you go, that's one you could do. All right, so and only sync contacts that have an email address. And if there's a conflict, 2 wins, and then it's also got default mapping. Okay, and then start the sync. So that's how you set up a sync between Nimble and ActiveCampaign, a 2-way sync. So that's adds tags in both directions. Oh, wait a second. I better get rid of that one. I didn't mean to do that. All right. So you can see, because of the rules, you can then control what data flows which way in your company. So which data assistants can have. If there's any tag that's in, for example, Convertfox records a whole lot of things on your site. Right now, not sure, but pretty soon you'll be able to automate from there. And then anyway, say you got their email address and a whole lot of information about them being on your site, you could then enrich the data from here if you could sync between the two, which we've got to find out if you can. And with Contentstudio and Replug, the same thing. You can already do it with Contentstudio because you can sync between Contentstudio and ActiveCampaign and this, and Nimble through this. So you can sync right now. You can use this right now with ActiveCampaign and Contentstudio. But it would be great to be able to enrich the data. So if someone fills in your replug form, you can enrich the data now, which you couldn't do before. So this is a really, really, really interesting thing to have. Thanks, guys.